I'm guessing that the best leaders that you have ever followed led by example. So in this video, we're going to demystify this a little bit and give you 4 practical tips that you can use right away. Hello again, friends. I'm Alex Lyon, and if we haven't met yet, this channel communication coach is here to help you increase your impact so you can lead the teams around you to higher levels of excellence. I love videos for frontline managers, frontline supervisors, team leaders. These are the people who really poured into my life early on, and so most of the videos on this channel help you move your game forward if you fall into that category. And today we're talking about how to lead by example. And if you really boil it down, this means being a role model in your values and in your behaviors, and those things have to match up. So let's look at 4 ways that you can do this. The first is that your words have to match your actions. If you're saying that everybody should do something, you have to do it too. You have to be the leader. You don't want to be one of those people who says, do as I say, not as I do. That's really hypocritical, and no one wants to follow leaders like that. In fact, years ago, I worked in restaurants, and there was a sign on the time clock one day from the manager and said, employees are no longer allowed to eat breadsticks. We're losing money on breadsticks. And then lo and behold, later that same shift, there's the general manager eating a breadstick out of the bin. That sets a really bad example. No one wants to follow a leader that handles himself that way. You have to be willing to do everything that you're asking other people to do. Now, you don't have to do it the whole time, but you have to be willing to do it. So years ago, again, I worked at a pizza place, and Mike, this awesome manager, hired me, and he was showing me how to do the dishes. And he said, here, this is how you get the dough off of the trays. And he did a couple of the trays. And then I said, okay, I can take over now if you want me to. And he said, oh yeah, that's great. You can take over. But I just want you to know, Alex, I never ask anybody to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. And I've known Mike for years, and he leads by example. That's what we want to do. Our actions and our words have to match. Tip number 2, see a need, take action. Whether the need is really big, like a really tough project that no one's quite sure how to solve, if you see that need, you can move in that direction, take action to solve that problem. Or you can take initiative on really small things. Let's say you're at a group meeting, and instead of just worrying about your participation in the meeting, maybe you notice that someone that's there that has something to offer really isn't very talkative. Maybe you can draw them out in a polite way. You might say, hey John, what were your thoughts on this? It seems like you had some good ideas. And then you draw John into the discussion. That's leading by example because you're seeing a need and you're taking action. These can be large or small. Tip number 3, live by a higher personal code than the organization is asking you to do. Now, I know a lot of organizations have corporate value statements and things like that, but a lot of times you'll see there'll be certain managers and certain groups of people who will cut corners and fudge the numbers and mess around to get what they're trying to get. That's going to hurt their credibility. You want to hold yourself to a higher standard, because if you're a leader, you live in a fishbowl. People are going to notice every little thing you do, and you don't want to be seen making ethical and moral compromises. People hold leaders to a higher standard, and you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. Tip number 4, you want to bring out the best in the people around you. This means coaching them up, teaching them, mentoring them, and do it in a helpful way. You don't want to be bossy or always be someone who's giving advice. That's going to push people away. You want to do it in an inviting, encouraging way. The best coaches, the best leaders I have ever had looked for ways that they could help develop me and move me forward. So those are my 4 tips for how to lead by example, but enough about my ideas. Question of the day, what are your tips for how to lead by example? I would love to hear your comments in that section below. So thanks, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.